Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom, and this is going to be my collection of Marvel superhero statues. Now you may be thinking, that's a DC one right in front of me. That's my one DC one, but I thought I'll show it as well. So I have not a huge collection, but it's something I used to collect a few years ago, and I thought I would just share it because I was doing a bit of a sort out, and these are all kind of put away, so may as well show them as I've got them out. So as I've said, this is my only DC one, and this is Power Girl. And this is by a Japanese company called Kotobukiya. And this is kind of the only one that is a plastic model, really. And this one is arranged by Yoshimita Shonya. And it's kind of a anime manga-esque kind of style version of the character. We'll show you a little bit, and she's obviously well known for, well, you know, anyway, so yeah, Power Girl is kind of like a Supergirl spin-off, really, and I quite like her. I always like the fact that she was kind of like a bit of a thicker lady, shall we say, and this is, like I say, my one and only DC statue, and there you go. So let's move on to the Marvel ones. Right, so the first Marvel, I've got a couple of busts, and this one is by Master Replicas, and this is obviously from Spider-Man 3, the movie. And the interesting thing with this one, it actually has a cloth over the actual head. So sculpting-wise, it's kind of not all that exciting because it's just, you know, a particular head, really. But I like the fact this is has this kind of real cloth finish, and if you can kind of see, you can kind of like move it around and stuff, but it has like the plastic eyes. Now obviously I haven't taken the mask off to discover if his true identity is Peter Parker. There you go. So this is a 2007 model. So that is Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3. Next up we have The Thing, and this one is from Marvel Icons and a Diamond Select Toys, and is limited to 2,500. Of course, Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, from the Fantastic Four. He has had his own solo series as well in the comics. I used to read these, got quite into the Thing after Secret Wars. So there you can see he is numbered on the bottom there. And again, this is a 2007 model. And obviously, it's made out of a stone-like, sort of, not quite sure what the actual made of here, but yeah, some sort of resin, and makes sense because he is made of stone. 3. I'm nothing if not patriotic, and of course I have a Captain Britain, and this one it's got like he's massive. Look at his chest, and the Captain Britain's had a number of different costumes over the years. So this is obviously a bust. And this one is from Diamond Select Toys again, and this one is limited to 2,500, and is sculpted by Tak Lee, and has like a numbering on there, as you can see. Let me just show you the boxes. I have got all the boxes for all of these statues that I'm going to show you, although some of them are going to be a little bigger as we go along, so I won't kind of show you the boxes, but to give you an idea, that's kind of what they look like. Quite often as well, they'll come with what they call them, certificates to kind of show you the numbering and stuff like that. I think his head seems not quite in scale to me. Like his head should go a little bit further up, I think, and. So, although I do like Captain Britain, I'm not amazingly a big fan of this sculpt. I don't know how well that was shot, but yeah, his head to me looks like it should be a little bigger. It just seems he's a little bit of a pinhead, but anyway. So next up, we'll be having a look at Beta Ray Bill, sometimes known as Beta Ray Thor. And this is the last of my busts, and then we'll be going on to the actual statues. And this one is from Bowen Designs, sculpted by Randy Bowen, and is limited to 2,000 pieces. And yeah, so this is kind of a if you're not sure who Beta Ray Bill is, he's kind of like a guy who was from the Thor comics, who was an alien who could have picked up Mjolnir and all of this. And he's one of my kind of like favourite kind of characters, and I'm hoping that we'll see him in the new Thor movie. This is a 2005 release. I'll show you a close look in just a second, but let's just turn around. These might be a little dusty because I have had them on display a little while ago, but they've all been in the boxes for the last few years. So obviously he has this kind of horse-like face. And I think it would be cool because he looks quite monstrous. It'd be fun to have, like, people who don't know who he is, if they had him in their film, they could play him up like a villain, really. And people would assume he's a bad guy because he kind of looks like that, basically. But then obviously it'll be revealed he's actually a good guy. So next up we have Emma Frost, and this one is sculpted by Claiborne Moore. And this is a 2004 release. And yeah, obviously one of the X-Men, but originally started off as a bad guy. This one is from Diamond Select Toys. So yeah, obviously quite the sexy temptress is old Emma Frost. I think this is when she was in her bad guy days in the Hellfire Club. So let's just have a look round. Yeah, I can really see dust on her shoulders here. Maybe I should have cleaned these before I showed you, but there you go. So let's have a close look. Obviously, wow. What can you say? What can you say? I think this isn't the best sculpt, if I'm honest with you. It kind of looks, I don't know. You'll see better ones, but I do like the kind of the spot gloss and the lips, things like this. Obviously, the base you've got roses and stuff like that. Obviously, very kind of voluptuous, and obviously Emma Frost is a very sexualized character. And you know, we haven't really seen a good depiction of her in the films yet, to be honest. But nonetheless, she is quite the sexy temptress. So here is Emma. So let's get on to the next one. So this is She-Hulk, and this is her Fantastic Four costume. This is again from Diamond Select Toys, limited run of 3,000, sculpted by Sam Greenwell. And this was a 2006 model. So in case you don't know, She-Hulk did actually appear in the Fantastic Four for a short time, where she replaced Ben Grimm, I believe it was. So this is obviously from that kind of comics run. And what I do like about this one is the kind of the overly accentuated colours in regards to where her muscles are, to really kind of like make her muscles pop. We'll have a closer look in just a second, but let's just turn her around. As these figures get bigger, they are harder and harder to film. So as you can see, we've got, I hope in the TV series that we get of She-Hulk, they do actually give her some muscle. I think in the comics recently, they've kind of slimmed her down, which I don't think really works, to be honest. I actually quite like to see, you know, a muscular She-Hulk, to be honest with you. It makes sense that the Hulk is like that. It wouldn't make sense for She-Hulk not to be like that. So that is the sensational She-Hulk, aka Jennifer Walters. So this is Man-Thing, and then we are getting to my bigger statues now. This one by Bowen Designs and is limited to 1,500. And this one was sculpted by Mark Van Tyne and Randy Bowen, and was painted by Randy Lambert. So this one is obviously a creature, and if you're familiar with comics, you kind of know who he is, but he's less known, and obviously because he's not really had a well-known film. He had actually had a big movie, but probably not many people have seen this. This is a 2005 model, and he's kind of super detailed. Now, Man-Thing is essentially a swamp monster. Let's give him a quick spin. And he's one of my heaviest ones, so I'm actually going to need 2 hands to properly move him around. The base is fantastic with kind of like swamp paraphernalia on there. And you'll see, you know, all the kind of like the detailing on his body and everything. We'll get in for a close look. He's got a skull. He is quite dusty. I do apologise. I didn't think about that before I started filming, but there you go. So let's have a closer look. Let me move the right light to get a better look. Yeah, it's cool. Pretty spooky. And as you can see, you've got that cool base as well. Absolutely love Man Thing. One of the coolest looking Marvel characters I think that are out there. I am looking forward to him getting his due in the MCU, maybe one day. And yeah, certainly one of the bigger statues I've got, although not the biggest. So we're going to come on to that one in a little bit. So here we have probably the heaviest statue and probably the biggest overall in regards to mass. Although I have one that's just a little taller than this. And this is the Ghost Rider, a Randy Bowen statue. And yeah, what a beast this one is. 12 inches tall, translucent flames. This was actually a variant, but that's the chrome bike. So this is only limited to 1,000 copies. And I have 833. So this one is proper, you know, proper scarce, to be honest with you. Not quite sure on the date on this one, to be fair, but let's have a look. No, can't find it. Anyway, let's have a closer look. Again, I'll just turn it around and I'll have to use both hands and then we'll have a little closer look. So I don't know how well this will show up, but you have all these skulls and things on the back, on the base, and the bike is all chromed up. So let's have a closer look at young Johnny. Obviously Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. Look at that. You can see how the kind of the translucent flames really affect when we move the light around. So sort of play around with that. Look at that. That looks brilliant. Look at the base here. Loads going on. So that base is solid. It is chunky, let me tell you. And obviously you have his bike, which is all kind of chromed up, doing a kind of a wheelie or jump or what have you. Yeah, he's a bit of a beast. So that isn't the last time you'll see our friend Ghost Rider, however. Yes, she's back. It's Emma Frost, the White Queen. Once again, I have a second statue, and this is from a Sideshow exclusive. This is actually known as a Comiquette, and is limited to just 900 pieces. Now, this was taken from this sculpture you're seeing here, was influenced by a comic cover, I believe. And this is a 2007 release under the Sideshow collectibles. And obviously, once again, quite the sexy one. I believe this was Adam Hughes who has sculpted this, or at least did the original art for the comic issue, I believe. And the only problem with this one is it has these really fiddly kind of straps on the back of her kind of cloak, which is meant to be kind of just taking off as it falls to the ground. And one actually, the thing's snapped off. So we'll turn it round and then we'll have a closer look. Nice peachy bum there. There you go. So let's zoom in and have a closer look here. The only thing I would say with this one, I don't know how well this will show up, I don't think the painting is as good. There seems to be kind of a little bit kind of going over the lines, as you'll see on the kind of like the waist there. So I'm not quite sure the painting is quite as good. I mean, I think it's good in the face. Well, she kind of looks a little bit like a waxwork dummy here, but yeah, some of the kind of the paint lines I don't think are the best, to be honest with you, with this one. And let's be honest, there's not a huge amount of colour variation, I suppose, but obviously pretty striking, as you can probably imagine there, and certainly one that I used to have to hide when I had any ladies around the house, because let's be honest, no one wants to see that. Okay, so now we're going to talk about my prize one, my favourite out of all of these. And this is Ghost Rider. As promised, we had a second one. This one's actually based on the Nicolas Cage film and is the tallest out of the statues that I've got, and also the most limited. It's only limited to 350. It's a Sideshow collectibles one, and it's a 2006 release. And like I said, this is based off the Nicolas Cage movie rather than the actual comics itself, and it stands around 17 inches tall and has a real chain, and it's kind of, again, the kind of the translucent hair. Yeah, so this one's like a marquette or comic as I think they're sometimes known. Once again, we'll turn it around, then we'll swoop in for a closer look. But like I see, you've got the oops, it's caught on its fire there. You've got the real chains and everything. Let's see if we can get this guy spun around. He's got his chaps on. He's a cowboy after all. Again, a little dusty, so I do apologise about that. Let me just move my light so we get a better kind of look here. Great detailing. I like this kind of like leather look. And here he's surrounded by a ring of fire. So you can see here, you can have fun with the lights and make him kind of all sorts of spooky. Certainly my favourite piece. Certainly the most impressive, I think. You know, I prefer this one over the other Ghost Rider one, because it's obviously that much more detailed, because it is based off, you know, the actual, like an actor playing him, so to speak. So it's that much more detailed. And that is it. That is my collection of Marvel superhero statues. I used to have a few more, but I've either sold them or I can't find them at the moment. So what do you think? Which one was your favourite? Do leave us a comment, and I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.